What is up, everybody? This is Stephen Breach coming to you here today. We are driving home from work on this Monday. World of Wrestling. The Rock and Roman were on SmackDown this week. No word about them being on Monday Night Raw tonight. I know that The Rock is doing the NASCAR race, which got pushed to today. He's the ladies start your engines, the grand marshal, grand leader, whatever you want to call him. Pretty damn cool to see him out there for the first NASCAR race of the year to kick off the season. But Friday, we had The Rock come out there. I will give you this. I was hoping we were going to get Hollywood Rock of like 2002. I was saying it, but I really didn't believe that we were going to full on get Rock as like a character of himself from the past. If back in the day he used to come down wearing his, his $5,000 shirts, whatever he used to say they cost, whatever he was wearing out there, that was a $50,000 shirt. And I was sitting there watching him, and that was The Rock so well that I didn't know if he had to go out and buy that thing, if somebody sent it to him to wear it, or if he just pulled it out of his own, his own closet. That was like the Rock private collection. That he was just like, hey, I can get another use out of this. We're wearing this to Raw tonight. Let's go. But I don't even know if you can call that thing a vest, a shirt, whatever the hell it was. He came down there. He proclaimed that he was a member of the Bloodline. We still have, Roman Reigns calling himself the tribal chief. So is The Rock falling in line with the Bloodline, and he's just a dude? Is he, trying to make it where he is like one of the master leaders because of his past in WWE? Are they equals? Are they going to be fighting for who gets to run this thing? He basically said that he was going to make sure that Cody Rhodes did not finish the story because he blocked Roman and the Rock from having one of the biggest WrestleMania main events of all time. Is WWE running out of taglines for WrestleManias? I believe that when we did Brock versus Roman a few years ago, this was highlighted as the biggest WrestleMania main event of all time, even though we've already had it before. Maybe they didn't want to run with twice in a lifetime. People were branding WrestleMania 29 with Rock versus Cena after WrestleMania 28 had so much once in a lifetime, taglines on it. I don't know. I don't know what made that the biggest because they both had championship belts at the time. I don't know if this was the biggest because of how, Rock is such a big Hollywood star and he was coming back to WWE, and the family storyline or whatnot. But it's definitely a match that we've been looking forward to for a long time. What that means, basically, does that mean that The Rock is going to be ringside? Is he gonna have to if you're going back to the 80s, is he gonna to file for a manager's license to come down to the ring and hang out down there? And then any time that Cody gets one up on Roman, he's gonna insert himself into the match, much like how last year's match ended. I don't know. I mean, last year's match ended in disqualification. Well, it wasn't a disqualification, but you know what I'm trying to get at. Basically, it was outside interference, which led to Cody losing. If it wasn't for that, with Solo getting in the ring, it was over. Cody won, and that was the story. Now here we are on chapter 2. Basically, I'm thinking there's no way they're going to do some sort of a disqualification thing, but can they draw a lineage enough between Cody Rhodes and Stone Cold Steve Austin? Doesn't have to be an on-camera things. Austin doesn't have to show up on a Raw or SmackDown to like pledge his allegiance, but could The Rock try to change the outcome of WrestleMania, and then we have like Stone Cold Steve Austin to come out? I can't think. I know that Cody Rhodes has a lot of friends, a lot of people that could come out and help him. But when it comes that you're coming out and you're helping The Rock, I can't really think of anybody on the same level of The Rock other than like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I know WrestleMania 30, we kicked it off with the beer bash, which is going to be coming out as a Funko Pop with Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. At WrestleMania 40, 10 years later, is it going to be something that you want to point to the past? It's like the then, now, forever kind of deal. Like, we're moving on. We're definitely in a new era. We're, owned by a new company. We're trying to get rid of 39 years of the past with Vince McMahon, which is going to be kind of like flushed down the toilet. Do we want to highlight the biggest legends that we have in Rock and Austin, and have them have some sort of a stare down? We're only 2 years removed from Austin wrestling Kevin Owens in Dallas. We kind of never thought that was going to happen, even though we hoped for it for years, that Austin would come back and have a match against somebody like CM Punk or somebody like that. But I don't know. I don't think I don't think that's far off. I mean, we're not asking Austin to actually wrestle a match. We're just actually asking him to get in there. But part of me wonders. Obviously I think that they can work together, but is there something that, kind of Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, or I can't think of two other stars, but are those guys too big of stars that it's hard to, put them in the same room without them, having a sort of like, who's going to, be the last guy, who's going to get one-ups on somebody else kind of deal? Because, I mean, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he had his podcast, and it was banging it out years ago, he verbally asked The Rock time after time on the show. I'm sure that there were messages sent, phone calls made about The Rock doing Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast, and it was continuously turned down time after time before Austin said, "This is the last time I'm going to say that I want to have you. If you don't want to do it, that's fine." And they just kind of moved on after that. And Austin never read any more emails about hoping that The Rock would do the show and we could hear from these two guys about the WrestleMania main events and being two of the biggest stars of the Attitude Era and this, that, and the other. I'm not quite sure. But the one thing that sort of comes to my mind also is, what if Cody does find a way to get the win? He pins Roman Reigns, and then Roman kind of takes out his aggressions on The Rock, which would mean also like Cody gets his championship and he gets out of there, but the story now is about what's going on inside of the ring, so you don't get that big moment of him holding the belt up and smiling and waving. It kind of sticks on what's in the ring. So this is your first time with the WWE Championship, and you don't get the big hurrahs, kind of like how at WrestleMania 6 when Hogan handed the belt to the Ultimate Warrior, and things like that. Like Hogan kind of stole the limelight, by going out there and grabbing the belt, making a big deal about him, stealing it from the timekeeper, looking at it one more time, almost started crying, but then he went into the ring and handed the belt to Warrior. And then, of course, the Hogan going to the back, we had never quite seen him like that. So there was definitely shots of Warrior, but it was almost like more people were watching Hogan with what was going on at the time. So it kind of makes Cody look like he's not the guy. But then you could have Roman attack The Rock. Then it has to be like this match that we've been hoping for. They've been teasing us. Then they said, no, you're not getting it. If we're actually going to get it, that could be your setup. But the only thing is, if Roman attacks The Rock, we're not sitting around and waiting for WrestleMania 41 to have this match. The Rock's going to have to, like, muscle up. And, you know, does that mean, like, The Rock's going to do WrestleMania Backlash? I don't see that happening. Does he save it for SummerSlam? I think they would have to do some sort of, like, an injury angle where Roman really beats him up to make you wait that long. If not, you're going to be looking at the next pay-per-view and being like, why is this, you know, not going down? So I got questions about that. I don't think The Rock is working Backlash. That's just me. I'm pumped for this match, man. WrestleMania coming up around the corner. Peace out.